Welcome to Algebra 1. I'm Mr. Hightshoe. I teach your son or daughter Algebra 1 this year. Hopefully, we're off to a good start. Things are moving on pretty well, so hopefully, we're doing really well with it so far. There are some different things that we're doing this year with Algebra 1 that we haven't done in the past. We are definitely, this year is kind of a feeling out process. We want to figure out if we're doing it correctly or if not, and what changes we need to make. Every freshman coming into City High this year is now taking Algebra 1, which is different than what we've had in the past. Just a couple of different things about myself. I've taught for 29 years, and every time I say that, it sounds like it's forever. And it may sometimes seem that way. I've taught for 3 years in Arizona and 3 years in East Moline. And I've taught 23 years here at City High, which is also a really long time. Courses I've taught all a wide variety. I've taught Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry, Math Skills, Intro to Algebra, Intro to High School Math. I taught a business mathematics class once. So I've taught a lot of different classes. I really, where I kind of live is I kind of live in the Algebra 1, Algebra 2 realm for the most part. As far as what's going on, this year is probably, if you are a freshman, then this is your first math class that you've ever taken at City High. If you're a little bit older, then you may have taken some other classes, but now you're in this particular class. And what we do in this class, we're trying to set the foundation for the success that they're going to have beyond here. And what's the class that's beyond here is they take a geometry class as a sophomore or as next year. Now, typically, what we're going to do is we go Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and that's a 3-year requirement. We have a 3-year requirement for mathematics at City High, so that meets that requirement. Obviously, we'd like for the kids to take more math to be even better prepared for college, and so that's why many times we really suggested to take 4 years of math, ending with pre-calculus or algebra and beyond. So in Algebra 1, so I just like to show you my Canvas page. With COVID hitting us, obviously, we've really made I made a lot of gains in how I do my Canvas page. It's really beneficial. You can find basically anything here on this particular page. If your student happens to miss a day, there's the videos here for kids to watch and catch up with where they're at. The assignments are all listed here. There's copies that they can download and do those assignments at home if they have to. So just going through this particular page, on the left here, just tells you the different places that you can end up at. And quite honestly, you can get any of these places right off this page already. So I'll just kind of show you those here in a little bit. First thing is my email address is right there. If you'd like to email me some questions or concerns, go ahead and do that. Usually what I do with that is after I see your email, I talk to your son or daughter. I really think that a lot of the communication has to be between them and myself. And so we'll try to figure those things out. I got to be totally honest. I'm really good about reading email, not so good about responding to email. But I will definitely, I read all my emails and I try to get back to you as quickly as I can if that's something that I need to do. On the right-hand side, this is my to-do list. These are all the different assignments so far that we've had, and we're just kind of getting started. So those are my assignments that's listed there. I have a weekly message. This shouldn't say star, but I have a weekly message and everything here. Now, this isn't important. I sit down every Sunday night and I try to decide where am I going for this week. And I'd like to have a 2-week process figured out. Quite honestly, I'm still not quite used to being back at school, so I haven't gotten 2 weeks ahead of time. And so what happens right here, this will tell me everything that I need to do. So right now, today was Wednesday. We finished up, and this is off by just a little bit. We finished up 1.2 today, and we just barely started taking notes for 1.3. So tomorrow we'll do a lot more with 1.3 with the notes. And after we get done with the notes, the kids have what we call P squared. It's a proficiency practice. And that's a worksheet for them to complete. And then they take a picture of that and they submit everything on Canvas. After you get done with that, they do a CFU. A CFU is a check for understanding. and they have to get 100% on this. And that can be done right out here on their Chromebook, and they can just they can do it anywhere, and they just can take it as many times as they need to get 100%. The last thing that they do every day is the I have it above and beyond. It's also it's honestly called beyond and advanced. Okay, the next step that they do is they do the beyond part, and then if they have enough time, they can do the advanced part, and that all goes into making their grade. And then also we'll have quizzes and tests. Right now, we haven't had one for this first 2 weeks, so I'll start to look ahead and try to get that. That's also why I really like to have the next week plan there, so that the kids can have some idea when there's going to be a quiz or a test. Going down a little bit further, this is just kind of the things that we have in this particular lesson. And if you click on the video, this is a link right to the video for this particular section. We had another teacher who went through and made videotaped a whole notes about everything. So that way, if your son or daughter happens to miss a day of school, then the video notes will be here. I haven't linked this one yet, but I will. Down here, Delta Math is another thing that we're using to help the kids get better at their mathematics. It's a program that the kids all should have logged into here at school, and they get set up and do that. Desmos is a graphic calculator, or a calculator that they can have on their Chromebook. It works really, really slick. It's really great. The multiplication chart and some other information here. Just going back up here to the middle, like if on Monday, if they click on this, if they happen to be absent, this takes you to the p squared, and then click on that. Gives me a listing of that particular what that assignment was, so they can just do this on a regular sheet of paper. Then what they do is they take a picture of it. If they have the Canvas app on their phone, it's really slick. So the kids can they just take a picture of it and they send it in here. Quite honestly, I haven't quite figured out how they do all this stuff, but they get it all taken care of and they send it to me. So that's all of this. Now the other parts of this, the modules are just information telling the kids what's going on, just kind of the information about what we've been doing. So that's all there. Honestly, they shouldn't have to go to this page often at all. Grades. Everybody gets nervous about grades, and so here's what we're doing. So the grades, I first record grades on Canvas, and then they get moved to Infinite Canvas. Right now, the assignments, the practice is worth 15%. The evaluations are worth 85% of the grades. And so this 1.1 practice, it was out of 10 points. And if they do the proficiency of practice, they get 7.5. If they do the beyond, they get 8.5. If they do the advanced, they get 9.5. And this just lists out, and they will tell you your total and everything. The two scores, the two grades between Campus, Infinite Campus, and Canvas should end up being exactly the same. I think I have them set up all exactly the same. The assignment page, when you click on that link, it just goes to the assignment page telling us again what the assignments are. It's not that big a deal. If you happen to be gone a week, then it's kind of nice to be able to look back on this one because they won't show up on my calendar. But that's about it. So I hope that your son or daughter is off to a great start. Hopefully they're continuing to keep practicing and getting things turned in. And if there's any questions, the kids can please have your son or daughter contact me. Let me know about what's going on. Okay, thank you very much.